Super Bowl, Premier League and horse racing crossover edition of the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Cut. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's US-based and available in 40 states. Head to kutt.com. That's KUTT, cut.com. Use the promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. And don't forget to enter our Super Bowl 58 props contest. Pick 58 Super Bowl props for a chance to win $1,000. Enter today for free at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/SB58 or in the SGPN app. Welcome, everybody, to the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Thursday, February the 8th, and we are here to talk about all sorts of things. Super Bowl 58 on Sunday is on the agenda. We're going to mix it up with some Premier League picks. We're going to mix it up with some horse racing picks. So it is Prem, props and picks all the way from here on in. Little bit of a fun show. The network is awash with Super Bowl action this week. So we thought, why the hell not? And we'll join in as well. First up from Nottinghamshire, full of Japanese lunch goodness, Mr. Barry Penaluna. Baz, how was your fancy Japanese dinner?
It was very nice. I enjoyed it. I took myself away in a corner. I was a little bit, bit unaware. I didn't want to attract too much attention with my extravagant lunch. So I took myself away in a corner and thoroughly enjoyed my Japanese bento box dinner today, Malcolm.
Did you think the big boys were going to take the piss out of you? Is that what's going on?
I was a bit worried.
Oh, very well. Bit more self-confidence. And joining us this evening is a Sports Gambling Podcast Network legend. You should know him. If you don't, make sure that you do get across his show. The Notorious OTB is the show, which is our horse racing show here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. And it is the Wolf of Oaklawn. That's all you need to know, Maz. Chase, how the hell are you? Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I often say that like anytime I get to hang out with Mal is like one of my best days of the year. So I'm glad that I like get to add to that total now. Hanging out with Malcolm today, now getting to hang out with Baz. Looking forward to that too. That sounded like a pretty gangster bento box meal that you had there. So not drawing attention to yourself like a true gangster. So I appreciate that. I got some ponies to play with you guys. Some of them just off of just weird combinations of names, and some of them off of pretty good leans. And yeah, just looking forward to really not knowing what to say about the Premier League.
So I think the plan for the show is we're going to try and start. It's going to be on a sliding scale of silliness. So we'll give out our actual thoughts on what might happen in the Super Bowl. We'll end up into the novelty markets, which are just as much fun as anything else. A 6-1 winner is a 6-1 winner, whether it's on a touchdown prop or the colour of the Gatorade shower. They all pay the same. We're then going to take a look at the Premier League, and we're going to get Chase, and I think Baz has picked some horses as well, and we're going to do some cross-sport parlays, some Premier League, some props, and some ponies. I think, Chase, we've discussed before. Now, this is clearly incorrect. In my head, your dad used to own Newport County or something. What's the actual truth of the story? Because I've twisted that so far out of what it actually is. What's the tale?
So my dad was the co-owner of a semi-pro team in a league known as the USISL here in the United States, and the team's name was the Arkansas A's. Because we were just at the height of a creative peak at that point. I guess. And I hate to tell you that our organized soccer leagues in Arkansas in the mid '90s really didn't take off. So the league, the team went bust. But got a few good years out of it. So it was fun growing up around.
What's the Welsh connection? I just completely imagined that.
No, we what they would do was they would hire players from Welsh teams to come over and coach for the summer.
Okay.
And they'd pay them to coach soccer camps, and then they would be the ringers on the USISL team. So they'd be like, young kids or guys who were just like on their way out.
I'm pleased that there was a link and I hadn't just completely and utterly made it up. If you're in the comments, say hello. I know it was very busy last night when we did the Premier League show. Callum is first in. Callum, how you doing? I think the Super Bowl, like I say, we're going to start with the relatively sensible stuff. Me and Baz had a little chat once we finished recording last night about kind of how we were going to approach our bets on the Super Bowl. Because on a normal NFL Sunday, we often share an account or we share some bits, and we might spread a couple of £100 out, but it'll be over 6 or 7 games, money lines and totals and things like that, and across the 2 different kickoff times. So you'll have 4 or 5 in the early slate, 3 or 4 in the late slate. And I think with one game tomorrow, both of us weren't really too taken, and we're certainly not going to be betting the amount. But one bet at 10 to 11 or minus 110 or whatever. We didn't really fancy much, so it was kind of same game parlays and things like that we were looking at. So in the next half an hour or so, we're going to give out a gazillion bets. So basically, anything you fancy that you can cobble together. I've got prices for some. Some are coming from Bet365. Some are coming from Sky Bet. Some I've heard from Sean and Ryan and people. So Chase might help us out with the US markets over there. There's all sorts of things going on. And we'll get to that. Let's first tell you about DraftKings. No, I'm not telling you about DraftKings at all. I'm going to tell you about Underdog Fantasy. A great way to play alongside your favourite fantasy football players all season long. NFL, NBA, NHL, college basketball and football. Simply pick high or lower on some of your favourite players' fantasy stats and cash in. You can win 100x with some spicy plays. Watch along, make your picks and maybe make a little cash over on Underdog's mobile app or website, underdogfantasy.com. Sign up with the promo code PLGP, Premier League Gambling Podcast, and Underdog will double your first deposit of $100. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code PLGP. So first up, Chase, we'll come to you because you've got a legitimate accent to answer these questions. Just general game script on Sunday. What's going to happen? Who's going to win? Is it going to be high scoring, low scoring? Just give us the general feel of what's happening so we can start putting our bets into that framework.
I think it goes, and I have a bet that ties to this, but I think that you see the 49ers go up early in the first half. They lead into halftime, and you have a late comeback win by Mahomes and the Chiefs, and they managed to do it in like a, in an over, in like a 31-27 sort of game, or like a 31-24, something like that, but something where they hit the over. It seems a little bit too perfect, and I've seen it happen so many times now that I just can't picture it happening any other way.
Okay, so you're going to the over. You see, that's instantly flown in the face of my handicap because I've got it down as kind of a low-scoring game. I think Kansas City will win, was my initial play. So I do like Kansas City on the money line at 11 to 10. If I'm going to back Kansas, and I'm going to back them with a 2-point start, I'm going to back them to win. If I go down by a point, I go down by a point. But I'm happy to take them on the money line. I just think it's the Mahomes factor. It's Mahomes over Purdy. And I think after this game finishes, we sometimes say this, Chase, when we handicap the US Triple Crown races, that it's kind of obvious the Bob Baffert one, in hindsight, was obvious. Right. It was there all the time, staring us in the face, and we think, fucking hell, why didn't I pick that? Patrick Mahomes over Brock Purdy. It seems, we'll be sitting there at 4 o'clock in the morning, Baz, full of lager, thinking, that was obvious. The weapons are very similar on both sides, but the drop-off, I think, from Mahomes to Purdy, it's eventually going to catch up with them. But I do see a bit of a lower scoring game, so... And a lot of my props are relying on that kind of game script. So if you are putting the same game parlay together, you're looking at kind of related contingency. So I think both teams are going to lean on the run. So you're looking at rushing props. I like Pacheco to go over 67.5. I also think Pacheco to be to get the highest yardage, the highest rushing yardage in the game. Really, it's a match between him and McCaffrey. And Pacheco at 17-10, plus 170 to finish the game with the highest rushing. And then you're factoring in other things that make it a low-scoring game, so field goals, things that you might not even think about. If it's going to be this low-scoring game, I'd like field goals, over 2.5 field goals, things like that. And the final lean I've got here, and I was telling everyone who would listen before the last round win against the Ravens, is the fourth quarter total for Kansas. It was standing at 17-1 towards the under before that game in Baltimore. And then I think was it 3 points maybe in the last game against Baltimore. So it's gone to 18-1. They did it again. The fourth quarter total is at 13.5. So the under on that is plus 105. So that's kind of my sensible leans. Kansas City to win, Pacheco to go over 67.5, and have the most rushing yardage on the night. Over 2.5 field goals, and we'll take the fourth quarter under 13.5. Baz, what you got?
Yeah, so I've got my sensible picks, but I'm going to go straight in during the sensible section with a couple of Taylor Swift references, Malcolm. How does that make you feel?
All right.
Because what I saw earlier on was Taylor Swift songs dressed up as a bet. So, for example, I Knew You Were Trouble When You Walked In is a bet on Christian McCaffrey to get 150 yards or more combined. But a couple of them tie in with Chase's picks there. So we've got the first one is Shake It Off, which is the San Francisco 49ers to score first and the Kansas City Chiefs to win the game, which ties in with his comeback, Shake It Off. And a similar one is Everything Has Changed by Taylor Swift equals the Kansas City Chiefs to come from behind and take the lead in the fourth quarter. That's
okay.
4-1 that one. So, yeah, just tie in a bit of Taylor Swift stuff early on during the sensible section. But Bet365 have got a lot of those Taylor Swift songs dressed up as bets.
I looked at the market and I got about 4 words into it and I couldn't be arsed with it. It was just too much hard work.
It's a little bit silly.
I admire I've got admiration for you sticking with it, Baz, because I thought, oh, that looks fun. And then about 0.8 seconds later, I thought, nah, that's not fun at all. Bollocks.
I mean, Mafia's in the chat. He thinks the Chief fix is mailed in. I'm with him. I'm on the Chiefs as well, Malcolm. I've wrote exactly the same as you. You can keep your 2-point handicap. I'll take the Chiefs on the money line at 11-10, plus 110. I think the Chiefs' defensive line will be too good for Purdy. I think it will give him a torrid time. I had a different game script. Chase, I think they could possibly get it Purdy early, put him under pressure, get a few mistakes out of him. And if the Chiefs do get away early, like the Lions did a couple of weeks ago, I think it'll be harder for them the 49ers to mount a comeback against this Chiefs defense. Chiefs are the only team to go the full season without giving up a 30-pointer to anybody. And if you think the Chiefs can get close to that 30 points themselves, then it could be too much for the Niners. So I'm the same. Give me the Chiefs money line, 11-10. My main prop pick for this one is a little bit boring, but it's that game. That's the script and the fix Mafia talked about. It's all about Travis Kelce in it. Travis Kelce over 71.5 yards just looks too good. His last 12 playoff games, he's gone over 70. Just give me that. I'll take that. I'd be happy to take Kelce up to 100 as well. I think Kelce could have a big game. I've got a lot of Kelce stuff going on. So that's my main prop pick on the game will be Travis Kelce receiving yards over 71.5 at 10-11. Minus 110. And I am.
Sorry, Baz, I don't mean to be pedantic, but are you going with Kelce there over Kelsey? Is that your pronunciation?
Kelce,
Are we happy about this?
Yeah, are you not having that?
Well, absolutely not. No one ever said that before. Ever.
Well, I'm saying it, and I'll continue to say it.
To make it right, Baz. It's like hey, listen.
It's like a nice Chianti. I like that.
Establishing that, all. You mispronounce away.
It's just how we say it in Nottingham, Malcolm. It's just how we say it. Anyway, I'm going to go for Kelce, Travis Kelce, MVP as well. 16-1. Now, I know it's hard for Kelsey to get. I'm saying Kelsey now. You've made me change.
I've shamed you into it.
I know it's hard for him to get the MVP because if the Chiefs win, Mahomes is the obvious choice, particularly if he's throwing a lot of touchdowns to Kelsey. But the media vote. 80% of the vote for the MVP, I didn't realize comes from broadcasters and media and stuff. And the other 20% is public, I believe. And there's just this whole narrative and a big story around it. And they'd all love that story of him holding his MVP and her holding a Grammy and all of that lot. 16-1's got to be worth a punt. I know you're going to need a big game from Kelsey and Mahomes not to do too much more beyond that. But if Kelsey gets 2 or 3 touchdowns and a 100-yard game, there's a chance. And 16-1 is good value. So I'm going to have a little go on that. I couldn't have Mahomes. Would you back Mahomes at 5-4 for MVP when you can get 11-10 for them to win the game? You would just take the Chiefs to win the game, wouldn't you? Are you really going to take that extra 10% on his MVP? Because they have to win the game for him to get it. Just take the Chiefs. Don't take Mahomes. I think that's silliness. I've got a couple of first touchdowns as well. Are we going there yet, Malcolm? Have you got anything on that front?
Throw them out, Baz. Yeah, this is still the sensible portion, so go for it.
Who do you think I've gone for as my first touchdown? It's Travis Kelsey, 5-1. But I've got a couple of big ones though. Kelsey at 5-1 is obviously the chalky play, but Noah Gray could catch a few people out with a one in the end zone. 50-1 Noah Gray for first touchdown, and at the other end, if the 49ers are to get it, I'll take a chance on Kyle Juszczyk at 40-1. 2 big prices for a couple of first touchdown scorers, but we've got the chalk in there as well with Kelsey at 5-1. So those are my first touchdown plays as well. And that is me done for the sensible picks, Malcolm.
I like that, Baz. You made a very good case for the MVP. That was a sound argument, Baz. Well presented. Coisty and Lane have joined us in the chat. Coisty asking about the early pick for Oaklawn tomorrow, Chase. So we've obviously got at least one of your super fans in the chat here. So, yeah, we're going to get onto the GGs in a minute, Coisty. I've gone to Newbury. I don't know where the Wolves gone to. I don't know where Baz has gone to. Chase, what does your Super Bowl Sunday look like? What's the plan? Is it an all-American ticker tape parade type thing that we see on the telly?
No, it's in reality much more depressing than that. I used to always say before they made the season longer, like that always lined up. Super Bowl Sunday always like lined up with my mom's birthday. So I would take my mom to the track on that day because before we had sports betting legalized, like no one was there on Super Bowl Sunday. And so it was like, you had the place to yourself. But yeah, I will sit here. I will watch it. My kids will complain that we're not watching Peppa Pig or something of the like. And yeah, it'll be just your typical dad trying to watch football.
Oh, good man. So yeah, Coisty's saying he's off to Sam Houston Park tomorrow. So yeah, we can let us know if you've got any winners there, Coisty. Okay, so we'll get into the novelty section. Callum's just saying he's never watched the Super Bowl before. It's 11:30 kickoff on Sunday night, Callum. It's great for a bet because you're going to get all the stuff we're going to get to, the anthems and the flyovers and stuff like that. But even if you want to go to bed, put a little first half bet builder on, something like that. Watch the first half, get yourself to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning or what have you. But I think you'll enjoy it, and obviously, everything's 10 times more fun with a little bet on. The Super Bowl 58 props contest is a load of fun. I entered about 2 hours ago in the bath, like I do, where I do all my best work. I subscribed and sent a photo, and then picked all 58 props while I was splashing around. It is free to enter. Enter at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/SB58 or use the link in the SGPN app, which is exactly what I did. Cut, peer-to-peer social betting platform, US-based, available in 40 states. P2P social betting is a new and better way to bet. Bet directly against your friends or other users on all kinds of different things. You've got low vig, fully customizable odds, cashback rewards, all sorts of good stuff on there. Cut are giving away $5,000 to the user who refers the most new depositors by the end of Super Bowl weekend. So if you invite your friends to sign up for Cut via the invite friend button on your dashboard and have them deposit before Monday, the user with the most deposit referrals gets $5,000 inside credit automatically added to their account next week. So that's an absolutely outstanding offer. Cut is the peer-to-peer social betting platform, US-based, available in 40 states. Head to kutt.com and use the promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. And I'll also quickly tell you about Game Time. Taking the stress out of buying tickets for stuff, anything you want, sport, theatre, comedy. The Game Time guarantee credits you 110% of the difference if you can find a ticket in the same row and section for cheaper. So you can take the stress out of buying tickets and just concentrate on enjoying the event. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code CFBX for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Create an account, redeem the code CFBX for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Okay, so we've picked all the winners of the actual game, but all the paraphernalia surrounding the game, there's tons of stuff to pick on. Chase, what is your favourite market? Do you have a good track record? Do you normally get enough? I mean, I think I know you well enough at this point to say this is right up your street, all the silliness, isn't it?
Oh yeah, totally. I've got some. I forgot to give my first, and this fits into our game script. A last touchdown bet too. In this, I had Ayuk and Rashee Rice. Ayuk at 10-1, and then Rashee Rice at plus 850. For first touchdowns. Looking at the team's DVOA versus receiver number 2. That's where San Francisco was soft, or that's where KC was softest, and made me think that Brandon Ayuk might be the play there, since I consider Deebo Samuel to be, wide receiver number 1 on that offense. And then if we're looking at, Rashee Rice, I think there's a certain point this season where he was leading the Kansas City Chiefs in targets in the red zone. Actually, I love that bet. I'm with him. I think Reba does a stately under, in fact, on the anthem. Yeah. But yeah, Travis Kelce last touchdown because it's too perfect, right? It's plus 7-1 for something that's just too perfect and was written by someone at Disney,
So the Reba McEntire for our British listeners, people like Callum. I think Callum, we're going to use you as a guinea pig now. You are our official Super Bowl guinea pig for 2024. Reba McEntire, country singer, slightly older lady. She's doing the national anthem. You can bet on over or under. And I think this started with Noah Bennett, who does several shows on the network. He's also a huge country music fan. And he set the ball rolling on the unders. And the ball has snowballed to a huge size. So the entire network, and I think everyone else, Serial's in the chat, he's already on the under. I think it opened, and here's the thing. I don't know what line you can see in the States there, Chase, but I know the line opened around about 90, and it was back down to 86 seconds. But on Sky Bet here, I can still see 91 seconds. So I think we're still getting a nice market. Chase is nodding enthusiastically. Yeah. So with some markets down as low as 86, and you use the term as stately under. So we think we could go quite a way under here. So Reba McEntire to go under. Sean had me Googling Reba McEntire's cleavage the other day because there was a prop on that. The ridiculous degen activity this network's got me doing. So yeah, under 91 seconds for the national anthem. Anything else out of that envelope, Chase?
Definitely no cleavage for Reba, because I mean she's a working mom. She's a single mom working 2 jobs. Was the theme of her show. I don't think she's out there flashing her tatas around or anything. I got a hot take though for you. You got very redheaded Reba. You got the ginger Reba. Her boot color, I can get red at plus 375. Do the boots match the drapes? We sure hope so at that price.
Yes, this is what it's all about, isn't it? You've got to find different angles, and Chase is just out there finding all sorts. The boots is a great call. Good shout.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I heard Sean put out there black is the boot color prop. I've got the absolute beauty here, and it's the number of planes in the flyover. So they always have the military fly past when the anthem finishes. Now in 2019 was the last time the particular airbase was used for the flyover. This airbase is actually just down the street from Eagle Rock in CA, where the boys live. And last time, 6 planes. It was a 6-plane unit in 2019. The over here is set at 4.5 planes. So okay, up you get. Over 4.5 planes is an easy cash for that one. So yeah, we'll take the over 4.5 planes if they're going to send the same 6 boys out again. And we need to address Usher as well. Usher will be doing the halftime show. In his first song, there's been some great analysis on this. Now, there is a 1 to 5 favourite. There's a minus 500 favourite in this for the first song by Usher, which is Caught Up. But I just think OMG's got a chance at 11 to 4. It was about 8 to 1 earlier in the week. So there's been some smart money around for it. So OMG is live 11 to 4 plus 275 for the first Usher song. Baz, have you dipped into the silliness?
Yeah, can we jump back into the Kelsey market? Is he going to propose to Taylor Swift on the pitch at 8 to 1?
What price is that?
Surely not. 8 to 1 you can get for Kelsey. I'm not having that.
I'd want treble figures on that one.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. I also had the flyover pick, Malcolm, but I did not have the audacity to put that out without crediting Kramer, because you've clearly stole that from Kramer on the
I've stole everything, yeah. I stole the anthem off Noah. I stole that off Kramer. Yeah, you've got to at least give a bit of credit. So yeah, I did have down that I loved Kramer's shout on the main show about the over 4.5 Jets in the flyover. The analysis for that was great. So yeah, I did put that out there, but I, had the politeness to give a credit as well. Gatorade shower. We've got to have a look at the Gatorade shower. And I initially thought blue's the favourite 2 to 1. And it's the most popular Gatorade colour. It's been blue 3 of the last 5 years. But then you look at the 2 of the last 5 years where it wasn't blue. Who won the Super Bowl? Chiefs both times. Purple last year for the Chiefs and orange in 2020 for the Chiefs. So fade the favourite. It's not going to be blue. Where do you go? I've gone for orange, 4 to 1. Orange Gatorade shower for me at 4 to 1. Chase, you were beaming away when Barry mentioned the Gatorade. Do you have some information on this?
Well, this was the first year that we missed the whole conspiracy with the colors on the logo. And if we look at the color that's missing on the logo, it is purple. And if the Chiefs win, I could see it being purple, just spilling out of those coolers all over Andy Reid's porpoise.
Are they going to have purple back to back 2 years in a row? Purple last year.
I think it's I don't know. I think they want to to make it fit the script for everything to tie up perfectly like a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode. It needs to be purple Gatorade at the end. Also, I think this might just be a dirty homer bet. I am taking Usher's chain type to be a Cuban link at plus 350. So if he comes out linked up, then I'm tripled up almost, or a little bit more there.
Beautiful.
Excellent. That's outstanding. Coisty's saying that the under 91 seconds for the anthem is still live on Bovada, minus 105. So we'll get across. Captain James telling us that is Usher's first song. Hello, Kat. Hope you're very well. Harry, Chelsea joined us. Yeah, Sky Bet have got an offer. You get a free quid for every passing touchdown. So you could rack up a nice 6 or 7 £3 bet there if it's a bit of a shootout. Harry, how you doing? Okay, so we're going to move across now to our man's specialist subject. We need to, what we need is, because this is all going on at midnight on Sunday, we need to fire some bullets. We need to build up our magazine, Chase. So we can do that by betting the Ponies Saturday and Sunday. So take us to what's happening on the track, your side of the ocean this weekend.
So the most compelling racing this weekend is actually going to come out of Tampa Bay, because you've got a Tampa Bay Kentucky Derby prep stakes going off, the Sam F. Davis stakes. So you've got a couple stakes on there with nice full fields. That's kind of where I focused in, because everyone had their big weekend last weekend with their Kentucky Derby preps. You had like 4 of them going off all across the country. So everyone's kind of taken a step back, except for Tampa Bay. So that's where I focused in. And the first race I took a look at was the Minaret Stakes, which is at Tampa Bay on Saturday. I want to say it is race 7, post time 3:43 Eastern time. On that one, I've got just a long shot horse to play just across the board. And I thought about trying to make this fit with a football name, but I really couldn't unless I just lied to you guys and be like, oh yeah, its name is Bazinga C because it was named after 1940s, leader in passing, William Bazinga C. Coltrane. But I couldn't come up with that, and that I can't lie to you. I'm taking this horse, the 6 Bazinga Z at 15-1. I think it's got a sneaky chance to spring the upset. It's taking a big step up in class for a trainer that's sneaky with these sort of maneuvers. The trainer is Safi Joseph Jr. I believe he's from, I don't know, Barbados or something.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
He reminds me of the guy on your cruise who runs the snorkeling excursion and not so subtly suggests that he knows where he can get you and your friends some Molly. He's just got that kind of vibe to him. His horse is pretty live here at 15-1.
Excellent. So get involved in that. Anything else for us, Chase?
Yeah, I do have a kind of football-related name that might win. In the Pelican Stakes at Tampa Bay Downs, the 4 Super Ocho. This is race 8. Super Ocho, like Chad Ochocinco. So that kind of works out a little bit. It's a stretch, but we get there. 5-1. There's a heavy favorite in this race named Nakatomi, who just has run a brutal race schedule leading up into the Breeders' Cup sprint last year. And I don't think that horse is going to bounce back quite where it was. I think it was pretty well primed for that last start and might have taken the starch out of it just a little bit. So I like this horse, Super Ocho, that runs kind of the same race to kind of take this one at 5-1. And then in the big one, the Sam F. Davis, I've got a long shot play there, the 12 Elysian Fields. This one ships in from New York where the horse it's undefeated. And I think it ships in and catches a pretty soft local field here with the Sam F. Davis. So take a look at Elysian Meadows at 15-1 for, I believe, Bill Mott in that spot in the Sam F. Davis.
Okay, love that. Chase not mucking about. 2 15-1 shots and a 5-1 shot. I had a look at the horse racing at the weekend here. And Saturday is quite a big card at Newbury, a big jumps card, and we're just about exactly a month away from Cheltenham now. So we had the Dublin Racing Festival this week, all the Irish getting their prep races in, and there's a good card on Saturday. There's 2 horses running on Saturday that are my nemesis. I cannot get them right. One of them I've left alone. It's a horse called Edwardstone, but the other one's a horse called Shishkin. And it's starting to prove a little bit expensive to follow. It tipped up last time. It had just gone 2 or 3 lengths clear, tipped up at the last or the second last, maybe it was. It refused to start the time before that. And with this being football linked, it's only a 6-horse race. The second favourite in here is owned by Sir Alex Ferguson, another nemesis of mine. He's done nothing but ruin my life for about 35 years. But he's got a horse called Protectorat, which is the 5-2 second favourite. And with Shishkin, I can't get Shishkin right. So it's, like I say, proven expensive to follow. So I think we can get Protectorat to beat it. So if you're going to fire some bullets on Saturday, Protectorat at 5-2. That's in the 3-mile chase. It's a 205. So it's got the skeleton combinations, Dan and Harry, owned by Sir Alex. So we've got a little football relation in there as well. So that would be my pick on Saturday. Baz, I know you picked a pony out as well.
I picked 2 out, one of which is Shishkin. But Shishkin comes up later in my 3-sport treble. But I have got Shishkin in there. Shishkin will win this week. I looked around for horses with an NFL twist, and it was difficult in the UK. But I did find one called On the Blind Side. If you want one with an NFL theme, then that's the one. It's, blind side being an NFL term. And the title of the NFL-themed film featuring Sandra Bullock, of course, doesn't look to have much chance. It is 40-1. In the 130 at Newbury, it's the rank outsider, I think, in that race as well. So I'm not giving it much chance. But if you want one with an NFL theme, it's blindside, On the Blind Side. But I have had a pick from a mate of mine who was one of our... he listens to the podcast. He's on TikTok, followed me on there. It's Pete's Picks 01 on Twitter if you want to follow him. He's given me a few good horses over the last few weeks. So I got on to him and said, "Is there anything you fancy?" And I didn't tell him, I didn't say it have any links to football or NFL, but the name of the horse does fit the theme. It's called Brentford Hope. So Brentford being a Premier League team. So we'll have that. We'll claim that. I've now completely forgotten what race it's in. But anyway, it's an each way shot for Saturday, 12 to 1, and you get 6 places on the race. I will find the race in a second. I think it's at 3:15. 3:15 at Newbury. Brentford Hope. He has a little bit of info from someone with links. 12 to 1 shot, each way 6 places. If you want to be a proper DJ, Malcolm, double up Brentford Hope with Brentford to beat Wolves. Get yourself a nice 45 to 1 winner on the Saturday there, Malcolm.
Well, Brentford double. Yeah, we're going to fire out some football picks and tie them into our horse racing and NFL picks in a little minute. Ryan Richardson's telling me Shishkin will not get beat off Protectorate. It shouldn't do, Ryan, but like I say, Shishkin is absolutely on my case. Like that horse likes nothing better than proving me wrong. Wins when I don't back it, tips up when I do. So I'm doing you a favour. If I'm fading it, means you can all get on it. So at least I'm helping you out with that. We'll make these fancy picks after I've told you about Hall of Fame bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with Hall of Fame bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props and game lines. Research NFL, NBA and soccer bets with historical stats and data. Put your parlays into Hall of Fame bets. Optimizer tool. You'll get hit rates broken down by leg, expected probabilities, sorted sort the players by hit rate, find out who's hot, who's not, etc. Stop betting in the dark. Join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame bets app or visit hufbets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame bets. Okay then, Chase. Premier League. I mean, what's your football handicapping like? What did you fetch out for us this weekend?
Well, as you may have noticed, I am just loud, fat. Well, American. I could have just said American. I don't know much about book learning. I don't know who your monarchy is, but I see your complicated league and it confuses me. And so what I did was I'm leaning into a name here, and I'm taking Wolverhampton plus 110 versus Brentford. Just gonna go with the Wolf name, and hope that it leads me to the promised land. In fact, I'm so high on this being my spirit animal Premier League team that I'm gonna go Wolverhampton correct score to win it 2-0 plus 900.
Nice. And both me and Malcolm put our Premier League show last week. Last night you took Wolves, Malcolm, on the money line, and I took Wolves to score 2 or more goals. So that both feeds into your thinking there. So we're all on the same page with Wolves this week.
Wolves kit is the exact same colour as your T-shirt as well, Chase. I don't know if that was on purpose. Is that one of your own designs? I tell you what, if you have a look in the merch store on sportsgamblingpodcast.com/merch, a combination of Chase and artificial intelligence have knocked up some of the most insane T-shirts you've ever seen in your life. Have you left the house for the last 3 months? Because every time I log onto Twitter, the first 10 posts I see are just things that you've done on AI. Is that what's going on?
Oh man, it's even worse now because I've got like the app on my phone, so I can just be anywhere dicking around on my phone putting those together. So my wheels never stop doing those, and yeah, it's fun. It's cathartic for me a little bit.
Brilliant. So my 3-sport parlay over the weekend. 205 Newbury Saturday Protectorate. I'm sticking with it. After that, Sunday, there's 2 Premier League games on Sunday. West Ham, Arsenal, Villa, Man United. So we're going to take both teams to score in both of them. And we're going to add Kansas City on the money line to that, which gets us up to 19 to 1. So it's a nice little builder. We get Protectorate over the line. All 4 Premier League teams to score in the afternoon. Straight out to Kansas City, money line at 19 to 1. And I did find some names. We've got a Declan Rice, Rashid Rice. I know Chase's show is very hip hop heavy. I think Vanilla Ice is a very popular rapper in America. Is that right, Chase?
Yeah, he really had staying power. Really, he's hung around for a long time.
So you're calling this one? You're calling this one Rice Baby?
I've got it written down. There it is, Baz. Rice Baby. It's written right there. You know it's written down.
Yes.
Unbelievably, Chase. There's a BBC radio documentary about the disappearance of Shergar the racehorse. Are you aware of do you know this story? Right, okay. So Irish Derby winner, 1981. This isn't the point of the story. This racehorse disappears. I'll send you a link. It's like a 6-part documentary. The documentary is narrated by Vanilla Ice for absolutely no fucking reason that anyone knows why. It's insane. He's got he clearly doesn't know what he's talking about either. Once we finish, I'll send you the link on Slack in a little while.
Yeah,
it's insanity.
Yeah, I have to have this in my life immediately.
You really do. So we've got Declan Rice to score or assist at 9-4, along with a Rashee Rice anytime touchdown at 7-5. So that pays 7-1. And if you want to go mad, Declan Rice first goal, Rashee Rice first touchdown, 170-1. Bosh getting the queue. Barry, what you got?
Oh, you're making me look now because I haven't went quite as bold with my picks, but now I have to do the same. So I'm just quickly looking at that. I've got my 3 sport parlay first of all. You told me it was props, Premier League, and ponies. So I've got a prop and not a money line. You've cheated and went for a money line in your.
That is a prop. Oh, fucking hell!
Not having that. I have gone for the Kelce odds. Kelce again. We're going back to Kelce. Over 71.5. Luton to beat Sheffield United and Shishkin on Saturday in the 205 at Newbury. Comes in at 9-2. I did originally have it down as the Chiefs, Luton and Shishkin. That was around 6.5-1, I think. But I've ended up changing it. So I went for Kelce yards over 71.5 and Luton and Shishkin. That's my 3 sport treble. I've got a few little ones like you. I'm going to start off with the Accas. We've got Christian McCaffrey is an obvious scorer in the NFL. Christian McCaffrey is a short price on his own. So what you're going to do, you're going to double him up with another Macca, aren't you, to get to the Accas. We've got Alexis McAllister, World Cup winner, Argentinian, playing for Liverpool. So Alexis McAllister to score anytime and Christian McCaffrey to score anytime comes in at 13-2 plus 650.
Nice.
You've obviously went a little bit bolder with yours and went for first scorer. So I'm quickly putting that together now because I like that idea. So if you go for Christian McCaffrey, first touchdown scorer, and Alexis McAllister, first goal scorer in the Liverpool v Burnley game, 59-1, Malcolm, 59-1 for the Accas. So get on that. And then I've got a couple of others with a theme. The first one is, if you like the Chiefs, you go for my one. It's red or dead. Chiefs are playing in red this week. So we take the Chiefs to win, Liverpool to win, Man United to win. All the teams in red. 13-2 plus 650 for the Reds. If you want to go full degen, find a book who will let you add the Gatorade shower into your parlay. Take the red on the Gatorade shower as well to get you to 50-1. That being said, red Gatorade has never been seen in Super Bowl history, so I don't like it personally. But it's a degen bet for a reason. So red or dead is the one if you like the Chiefs. If you like the Niners, then I've got one called Bang Bang Niner Gang, and I'm calling them the Niners, not the 49ers, for a reason. It's a parlay where if you fancy the 49ers, you stick the 49ers in the money line, and then both Sunday Premier League games to have over 9 corners. So that's why we've called it the Niners. 7-2 plus 370 for that. 49ers and both Sunday Premier League games to have over 9 corners. Those are my my little soccer and NFL combos there.
Well done, Baz. You put a lot of thought into that. I am impressed. Ryan's given us Pembroke at 3-1. The 3:30 at Warwick on Saturday. 3-horse race with 2 nutty front runners. A pace angle chase. That's one of you are the pace king when we do our horse racing shows. So I think we've covered everything we planned on covering. Chase, do you want to tell the people anything else you want to tell them, and mainly where we can find your show and listen to your weekly horse racing picks? Sorry,
did
Baz.
you have a 3-sport parlay for us?
Oh, I thought you might have done.
I do. Well, I could work the horse racing in with my book, so it's just football and football. I guess hand egg and football. So on the hand egg side of it, I'm gonna just go Kansas City on the money line. On the football side of it, we're gonna go Wolverhampton 2-0 over Brentford for plus 900 there, and then we're gonna add NFL championship game. Will there be an octopus, which is the touchdown? Same person scores the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Of course, it's Travis Kelce with the octopus to win it all. So I say yes. I put those all together, and I'm looking at about 307 to 1.
Wow, love it.
Yes, brilliant, Chase. We end the show on a 307 to 1 shot. Tell the people where they can catch your show.
Yeah, you can find me anywhere you get your podcast, the Notorious OTB, brought to you by the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Sometimes I've got Mal on there with me to talk British horses. I usually have him in for the Breeders' Cup. So, you know, if you ever want to step over there, check it out. He's a good way to ease into the show. You can always follow me on Twitter. I'm always there, being abrasive at of Oaklawn. You can check me out there.
Being abrasive. Baz, anything else you want to tell us before you go? Have you filled your bento box up for tomorrow yet?
No, I'm not in the office tomorrow, so no need to fill the bento box up. I've had to take a half day tomorrow, Malcolm, in order to do all the shopping for Super Bowl. I've got to go see the butcher, pick up my big pork butt, chicken wings, everything else has got to be purchased tomorrow. So I've got a lot of planning to do for Super Bowl party tomorrow.
Oh, Chase, your eyebrows just nearly flew off the top of your head as if you remembered something.
I did. I just remembered. I found a exacta on Sunday at Oaklawn Park that you have to play just on name alone, and you have to play it in this exact order. So you could be playing the 6-3 exacta ice cold. 6, tell him I'm coming. The 3, money shot. Ba-doom, tis. There we go.
Love that. Absolutely love it.
Is the kind of content we're here for. Well, good luck with your shopping, Baz. I look forward to eating everything you buy on Sunday night. So yeah, that's it. I hope everyone enjoys the Super Bowl, whether you're a seasoned watcher or like Callum, you're a newbie. We give out about 500 picks, so something in all that rubbish is going to win. It's up to you to fetch it out. Enjoy the game, everybody. Thank you, Chase. Look forward to speaking to you at various points during the rest of the year. We'll do the Triple Crown races with Sean and Ryan. We normally cover Ascot and, like you say, the Breeders' Cup and all sorts of stuff as well. Baz, I'll see you on Sunday, where we'll drink several premium lagers and eat loads of good food and pick loads of winners. Have a good weekend, everyone. We will see you down the road. Cheers.